You're watching News Desk. In our first story, workers of the Metro Mass Transit Limited have begun an indefinite nationwide strike to demand the dismissal of the Deputy Managing Director and the board chair of the company. The workers say John Ewuku Duaza, the MD, and Osaberima Ansas Recruit III, board chair, have played various roles in the recent disappearance of 12 Metro Mass buses. And so the strike started today. I went into town and to find out for myself and share with you how this is affecting people around the country. Drivers of the Metro Mass Transit are on strike, and a visit to one of their stations, one of their terminals near the Tema station, will show you that indeed business is very slow here. It's almost a shadow of itself. I'll show you why in a bit. Now, this is one of their ticketing booths, and you realize that there is nobody in here. What would have been a place where some workers would have been giving tickets out, helping people out with their load, is virtually empty. Now, when you come this way also, there's another ticketing booth here. In fact, there are two of them, two ticketing booths here. That also is empty. Okay. Richard, but your time now?
I'm behaving at 6 o'clock.
Now, over here, then I catch you.
I say Metro Mass was more strike and tea at the Munyajuma.
Over and I'm also there.
Not me, Koho. And then school for all our girls be brain homogena some per bus and also so I think you say bus no so nyajuma and now on my farm I call Global Millennium Station or some coffee car. Me so me cry me near my family. You call no
in Jakam bus the Mofa Metro Mass and as a Mofa normal bus now difference very
the difference is 3 cities. Metro Mass G12 cities. That is when they have not reduced the price after before the 5% reduction. And so, is Yamako global station also G 15 cities.
So it will affect your budget.
Oh, really? Really? Because this time that school is resumed, and then we have to pay school fees and all that. It's really going to affect my budget, because at least with the load I'm carrying for the provisions for my children that will be taken to school. And then what I was thinking that Metro Mass will charge this time with what I'm going to take with a private vehicle, it's going to be higher than what the Metro Mass will charge. So it will really going to affect my budget.
And so do you know why they are on strike?
Really, I don't know. I only came here this morning. I heard that they said they are on strike. I don't know whether it's because of. So I asked somebody, is it because of the 5% reduction in prices or what? They said, I don't know.
Okay, so what do you have to say to them?
To the Metro Mass. Well, they are in the system helping us already. So we plead that they should come in. Once the fuel price is reduced from the world market, and then the government has also decided to reduce it, they should consider their passenger, because without us they cannot work, and without them too we can also not move to any place. So they should consider us, and then they come back to work. And
this is your family?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we wish you all the best.
All right, thank you.
Safe journey.
Bye.
When you look at this too, it is virtually empty. In fact, it is empty, and you can see that the traders are finding alternative ways to cut themselves and their goods away from the lorry station. And usually it would have been a very long line of passengers trying to get onto the Metro Mass Transit for various reasons. It's faster, it's cheaper, and it would reduce cost of doing business for them. Most of the people who patronize the system are mainly traders, people who are going on long journeys, and look at them, they have no idea that these workers are not going to be coming here today. The workers have decided to strike for many reasons, one of which you have mentioned in the studio. And my understanding is that this coincides with some students who are reopening today. Earlier I spoke with some people who told me that some Ola girl students were here, and obviously they couldn't get the bus to take them to school, and so they had to patronize from the Tema station. But this is another booth. It's closed. This is also another ticketing booth, and it's closed. And all these people are waiting on the drivers to come and take them to their various destinations. You take a look at this place, And these people would have to find alternate ways to get themselves to their various destinations. Where are you going?
We are going to take the other car.
You're going to use the other side. How long have you been waiting here?
Oh, just 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Did you know that they were on strike?
No, we
didn't.
know.
So it means that you don't even know why they're striking.
Yes, we don't even know.
How often do you use the system?
Actually, even last month I used it.
Last month?
Yes, last month.
You used it?
Yes.
So is it more expensive to use the other one?
Yes. Yes, if you compare this to the other one,
So how will this affect you?
It will affect me in terms of the money aspect, because this one is, I think, is in 9 CD or whatever, and the other one is a bit expensive.
Now, Nathan is just an example of many travelers this morning who are stranded at the Metro Mass Transit Terminal at the Tema station. There are a lot more like him over here, and I'm going to try and speak to some of them, find out what they intend to do, what alternatives are available to them. Hi! Oh, she's running away. Who are you with? Where's your mom? Your mom left. Oh. Oh, no, it's you I want to talk to because you are going to school. So come. You're one of the last senior high school students who's stranded here.
Yes.
So what are you going to do now?
We are waiting to see what will happen.
They are not coming.
So we'll find something to do.
What time are you supposed to get to school?
Latest by 3 o'clock we have to be there.
So you're going to be here till they come?
Oh, they're coming up here.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Very bad.
Very bad. How long have you been here?
Oh, I just arrived.
You just arrived. And you intend to stay longer?
Not sure.
Well, Pamela is an example of the many senior high school students who are starting school today. School reopens today, but because they don't have access to the transit system, they would have to find alternative ways to go back to school. And she says that closing time for her is 3 p.m. By 3 p.m. she has to be in school. I'm going to go over to the bus terminals and see if I'll find some drivers to speak to. So hold on. Good morning. Oh. Good morning. So I found one of the heads here at this particular bus terminal. Daniel Esirifi would share with us exactly what they will do today. Good morning.
Fine morning.
Nankrofu yugu he enye momobo.
Me akura me nim say bibi e koso because me free aha na me report. Nti me ba no pa no me hu se bibi en koso. Nti me bisa me workers na me no mo ani bi no msi o mo ye meeting. Nti me entem efrey me dispatch officer o ma me buses e wo terminal. O ka kire me say o mo ye meeting e wo head office na bus bi eni ho o ma dispatch no. Timbisan say den o say oni de on timi kire me. Nti me so minim reason ti a e koso santi me wa ha say me twen akosi tam bia e bia o mo wie meeting a o be ma me information, and at the same time na ma protect ya say other vehicles no so emeye adwuma because metro property no terminal no ye allow other trotro ni ade say on be use e bia sa facilities no because ye nya adwuma na bibia da ho no obi ahu say na ekoso nti mitia na de me twen an say menya information
Inti passengers na dia na ma ka kire won
at the same time na aka kire won
say wo mo ntwen
maka ni twen no de obi wo ho a opentem obi anu say obi ko adwuma obi so eton ade nti obi kontem obi say nti me ka kire won say sisi an de me ntimi more information say bas beba na ma because me ni om kasa no om kire say om ye meeting nti meeting ni end dey there minim asem kom de be man me so me de be mom
na ye to say nti drivers no cause strike.
enu de me sisi am tia de me timi confirm on that because
in Sonka usually in Sonka by now they must start adwuma dada
35:30 5:30 yes even by this time kraka whole bus to dada and
inti ahana ya usually mo buses no ko here
no mostly a whole and a tema shaman apra de latte so many adenta nungwa sakumono Spinters Road. That is our main any adenta Medina adenta. That is
inti passengers you go here how there
oh say am say omo abaye omo hu say bibi ankosun bibre afan omo we a ti wo hwe terminal no kra say nsheda nye order busy ntino
na say a strike and party and the company no mubegu no
oh enu de mintimi nka ho asem sisi a enu de
by now kra mun start adwuma say mutimi go company no
oh
that is the more lose scabe bro
me say sa meeting me see anu me nyanya concrete is say a strike and now say a strike because me free dispatch officer no or say a meeting e koso senior staff association chairman union any other workers ni na omo wo ho a omo kasantino you see how they me timi ka say a strike and a strike yeah
okay but your position is
I'm a traffic supervisor here in charge of the terminal.
Thank you. I've been speaking to Daniel Leshifi, who is traffic supervisor here at this terminal. Now, what he's been telling me is that he has no idea exactly what is going on because he's contacted his dispatch office after he came here earlier today and realized there were no buses. Usually, work starts at 5:30 a.m., but no buses were here at the time he reported. He contacted his dispatch office and he was told that they were in a crunch meeting and will get back to him. Now, till now, he tells me that no message has reached him. Most of the passengers who came here or commuters who came here earlier have left to patronize other forms of services. So I asked him what he's still doing here. He says he has to make sure that everything here is protected. No bus that is not supposed to be here comes here to load on the commuters who are here to find buses. Now, this terminal serves a lot of communities at Denta, Ashaiman, Spintex, Ho, Somanya, and many places. Now, it means that if you want to patronize this service today, you're not going to get it because all the people who had wanted to patronize this place have had to find options like the terminal close by to take them to their destination. He says that he will continue to wait on the dispatch office to give him information as to exactly what it is, whether it's a strike or not. Now, I asked him if this is not collapsing the company in itself. He says that he will not comment on that until proper information is given him. So you've had a fair view of it. Like I told you, when I came here, it was pretty cold. So you can imagine what it's been like for those people who've been here since 4 a.m., all because they want cheaper ways of getting their goods and themselves to their destination. It's been absolutely cold here. Well, so right now the temperature is getting better. We are getting, it's getting a bit warmer here. But when I came here earlier today, it was so cold. And imagine if you didn't dress for the day because you didn't think you were going to stay too long here. You can imagine how cold you'll be. It is not just the passengers or the commuters who will be affected by this supposed strike by the drivers of the Metro Mass transport system, but traders who are here who sell their goods to people who get on the Metro Mass buses will also be affected because then there are no passengers to sell your goods to anyway. So I'm going to speak to this lady here. She sells bread. What is that?
We made the gifty.
Eh, midi. What on there?
We made ton drink.
What on drinks? Waha. It's na passengers nimbe ubende.
Nyami beye.
Nyami beye says that was a udidi.
I was saying me did so bad day.
Into bed na we didi.
Set me chinka cry and bear me and doom kakra.
So I usually not to her contem.
Oh, echo. Passengers in there to my end. Now, Monsieur Moo. Aqua strike you said there already a sumpo anti when say school for us will be a quine anti muko strike is a bad school physica me.
So Gifty me that.
Yo,
Now what Gifty is telling us is that usually it would have been their biggest harvest this morning because then it's reopening day for students and they would have had a lot of people buying from them. But once the passengers are not here, how do they make ends meet? That's the question she's asking. But she's handing it all to God. Let's see how that pans out. Mama and Pacha, what to say? Okay, won't jam on the about the catcher man and now only passengers see over any day. And now only passengers you any day.
Make a send a passenger no dia humbe chire because you are school. And then we go to school fees. And the only a chire pa to one wine. And ye first year tardy, so back and tardy.
And this out on day.
The patch of apples, they say me don't come. Seats. Ablabon and Koye, mammy.
And today I walk at Metro Mass for
Metro Bus for some more than I can be a bus, and no fast will be on my bus and Emra.
That's it.
Baba planning in a basinama. Baba planning in a basinama. You see, I'm Monday. Masola market 3. Baba planning in a year. Manya Basibako crowd will have made Jumana Viano cry. And to me coffee.
Okay, now what on day?
Me patch of Minton, mini bass in a year, Jumano.
Only bass near you must say.
From her mom. To me play, I'm not play bass in so count. To me play, and I say bass in Emma and they engage Juma.
Now, what to say?
In patch of your friend, Amaria.
Amaria, and the bass yam one premu. Not to say Unyas Canonu.
And patch of me Jumana Mubuno, me Yaska. And I imagine how you
Amaria here cleans this place and also the buses. Now what she's complaining about is the fact that once the buses do not work, it means that she would also not have any job to do, consequently would not earn any money at the end of the month because she only does half of her job, and so her ends meet will also be cut down by half. Now I spoke to Adiza earlier complaining just about a similar situation because she sells apples and biscuits. Now it means that she wouldn't also have any passengers or commuters to sell to. The students who would have been their bumper harvest are not available to sell to, and so they would have no business today. They will have to hit town like every other hawker to be able to make ends meet for the day and for as long as the Metro Mass Transport drivers are on strike. So that's just about it from here. We're going to go to a few other places and bring you up to date exactly how this is affecting people. Close by the Metro Mass Transit Terminal is the Global Millennium Transport Association, another bus terminal that offers very similar services as the Metro Mass Transit Terminal. Now the question is, while we are collapsing that business, how will these people be benefiting from it? Your guess is as good as mine, but let's speak with Paul Osei. Paul Osei is in charge here. Paul,
yeah,
what to say?
And
a business, and so when we need you, by all means, there.
Buy no yourself when you had a move.
Who can say movie saying?
Passengers in the bar, I won't buy for car.
Nanka usually Nanopawe Anka had to say.
All Anka usually are no pay, you know, Opa, passengers, and only now good bus in the hall. But they say I who say bus in the hall, no Munina, Africa hall.
And is the Anopawe no. Who describe business no say Anopawe, the passengers are in Amunya already.
I know the main but the load car like 5 right now. I load car no.
I can't call him.
Call who?
5. And the same way.
And cannot pay there. They be at the NK movies are but Yamiadum.
And other places now, because I mean, who's a Muko Somanya, Muko Koforigia?
Somanya, Koforia, Hohoi, and then I move.
Ain't he,
Mpacho, you have the power.
Say you go buy company,
I buy company, say, dear, say, organization, Omwana, I cost strike some Munyajuma, and I decide more was a more Munyajuma.
Right, so like Paul has been saying, business has been good for them because then the Metro Mass transit system is not working. They have loaded some 5 cars to Ho alone already. This could have been business for the government to run, or for the state to run transport company. But look at it, they are losing all that business to private investors. And for Paul, he's not asked them to go on strike, and so it's good business for them. Usually he says that this place is very cool. There are no passengers to load as quickly as they are doing right now. But this morning alone, business is good. And for as long as they are on strike, business will continue to boom as it is this morning, like you're seeing right now. Business would be this good every time. They've had 5 of these cars already go to Ho. 5 more like that have been to Somania, a lot more to Koforidua, and this is not the usual thing here. But by virtue of the strike, they have all this business to do. And well, your guess is as good as mine what it does to the Metro Mass Transit. So if you're somewhere waiting for a Metro Mass Transit bus to convey you from that point to your destination, maybe office or anywhere you're going, you'll be woefully disappointed today, because this is also another bus terminal where I'm currently standing, opposite the Rex Cinema. And like you can see, usually you come here, there's supposed to be a number of buses, but there are no buses here today. From the ticketing booth, you can also tell that there is absolutely nobody here. You can also see that some passengers have been here and they are starting to cut away their goods. They are starting to cut away their luggages from this place to find alternative ways of getting to their destination. From the chairs here too, you realize that there are indeed there is nobody really waiting for the bus, because they may have lost hope of getting to use the Metro Mass Transit bus today. The seats are obviously empty. Nobody's waiting anymore at the Rex Cinema except for these women who are still here with their leaves. I'm not sure what it is, but these are their goods. They are cutting away in a taxi because they are disappointed by the inability of the drivers to work today, and they would have to move their things from here to wherever they are. I'm going to talk to them and find out exactly what they are going to do now. Good morning, oh.
Yeah, morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Me pastor come by for bus no.
Bus. Na bi ye dia bus ne dia aba no.
Bus ben na de mobile ne.
Dia de nyama ne ba e.
Metro Mass bus.
Metro Mass.
Enu de ye adwuma ne. Me ka se wo mo si wo mo nya adwuma.
Dia ekọ Saturday no. Ebe ba ne.
Ah, nti mo fo ba e.
Da bi ya wa ha ne ya mo de ma.
Omde nyama ne ba.
Mo de nyama ne bremo.
Tough. So she said bus be anya adwuma.
Bus bi anya adwuma.
I was here now almost right.
Come on, we are bus 12 in Tina. Wo mo nya. Sa na no ka.
Announce say Metro bus ne e bi ayira.
E bi ayira.
Mo say bi ayira. Nti ye hu.
I'm a radio TV. No need day Saturday. No ballet. Oh, okay. She usually bus here BNP.
But this time is an
okay. Over there you will adore. Right, so they have been telling me that they are not going anywhere. They rather picked up their goods from a Metro Mass bus that came in this morning. Apparently, they have an idea that indeed these workers are not working today. The drivers are on strike, and the explanation they give for that bus coming in is because it left on Saturday and it has to come back to Accra, so it just had to bring passengers anyway. So it brought them their goods and they picked it up this morning. Again, they explained that usually by now you have a number of buses lined up here, but look at it, it is empty. No buses to convey passengers or goods to anywhere at all because these drivers have decided not to work. So that was my journey this morning to two of the bus terminals in Accra belonging to the Metro Mass Transit Limited. The one opposite the hockey pitch, Orex Cinema, and the one beside Global Millennium Transport Association bus terminal. So that's what is happening today, and this is likely to go on for as long as these drivers are on strike, except there is some intervention. And speaking of interventions, the Ministry of Transport has decided to visit the headquarters of the Metro Mass Transit Limited. Latif Idrisu is a man on the ground for us. He's joined us live with some updates from there. Hello, Latif.
Alors, Kamani. Yeah, Kamani, we are currently at the head office of the Metro Mass Transit, and the workers here have lots and lots of issues. And one of the major issues that is causing this agitation has to do with salary issues, and then the missing bus issue that became, a huge issue in this country. Now, without wasting much time, I have some of the workers here who are going to tell us exactly what the concerns are. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you tell us exactly what the challenge is? You give us your name first, then you tell us exactly.
Actually, I'm Eric. I'm a body session worker of Metro Mass. The challenge we are having here is that most of we have about 12 buses that are mixing. Actually, I heard it on the radio that our board chairman and other people were saying that it's not a mixing buses, but rather scrap buses. Truly, we accept that maybe some of the buses are supposed to be scrapped. But the problem, the challenge we are having here is that there's a procedure it normally goes into. If there's somebody comes to purchase the bus in the scrap bus, what they're supposed to do, they have to scrap it in our offices, wherever it is, either in Accra, in Kumasi, or wherever. But in this case, the bus has been pulled out, and there are rumors that we are trying to find out. That's what our union is. We are all concerned, because at the end of the day, Metro Mass, this is where we work and this is where we feed our family from. So we are concerned. We want to find out wherever the bus are, either the bus were indeed the bus that's supposed to be scrapped and they were not scrapped, or either the buses that they have sold out, either it's a moving bus that they have sold it as a scrap bus. So these are some of the things we really want to push it and find out what exactly was the problem. Either the bus indeed was a scrap buses, or a moving bus and somebody has just buy it in a low purchase on his own. That's the work that we are doing. That's all that we are not against anybody, but we want Metro Mass to be a good company that all of us we can enjoy to work for. So these are some of the things that we are. It's not anything. It's not that we are against somebody in particular, but we really want to find the challenges and the issues in this matter. We want to find it out so that at the end of the day it will benefit me, it will benefit the next person who will come and work after me, and it will benefit the whole Ghana. That's all that we are appealing for. That's why we are appealing to the minister that she will do whatever she's supposed to do and make sure that this company that we depend on will be in good shape. That's what we are searching for.
You made mention of rumors. What's rumor are you talking about?
Actually, our union has been able to prove some of the lost buses that were supposed to be scrapped at our offices was found somewhere, some places in Kumasi and other places. And it's not the procedure. That's not how it's always done. The bus had to be scrapped, and now it has been pulled out. And we learned that somebody is repairing the buses. If the bus can be repaired, why not Metro Mass repairing their own buses and use it? And now we have sold it, and somebody is repairing the buses and for themselves. That's the problem, and that's the challenge, and that's the reason why we are on red. We are wearing red band, and we are trying to find out what exactly is in it.
Now, how long do you intend to, embark on this strike action?
Actually, we want to hear something from the minister. If the minister can take the matter up and work on it, we are here to work.
What we gather is that it's an indefinite strike action. So
actually, it will all depend on what the assurance that the minister will give to us. That will prove either it's indefinite action or not. That will tell.
So what exactly goes into, qualifying a bus to be scrapped to start with?
Oh, what you know is maybe there are some passes, the chassis, the coaches. Normally, ever since I work for Metro Mass, the state that the bus goes, that we can declare the scrap bus is that if the coaches are weak, that you cannot, maybe the joints, the chassis, and some of the parts are weak that we can repair. That's why we can declare it as a scrap bus. But in that case, if somebody can repair that bus outside, then it means it's not a bus that's supposed to be declared as a scrap bus. That's what we are worried about.
Okay, it's like I have a gentleman here who also has an idea as to what qualifies a bus to be scrapped. So in this case, would you say that the buses that's where missing, where didn't qualify to be called scrap buses?
What we know is that the bus was pulled out from the yard, and some was found, according to our union executive, the committee that our MD set. Some of the buses were found outside under in magazine that they were under repairs. Okay. So if the bus can be repaired, why not that we Metro must repair our buses and use it? Okay. Because the scrap bus could be a bus that has been involved in an accident, and that accident, the state of the bus is maybe the chassis has burned that it cannot be used again. That's why we can say that bus should be a scrap bus. Okay. But if it's not up to that state, or it has not worked for a certain number of years that have reached maybe expiring date or something like that, then we can't declare that bus as a scrap bus. There's a need to work on such a bus and bring it back on road. Okay. So, like as you heard from him, if a bus can be repaired, why not repair it, but give it to someone else to go and repair? Now, you are embarking on this strike action. Aren't you afraid of your job security?
Oh no, I'm a driver. I will speak to you.
Okay, no problem.
Me patrol me a driver ni. Na to be a member no me nya pass nko adwuma. A na ha me. Adwuma nso anything e fa me. Nti me ba na se me nya pass, me ba na say spare pass. A na ha. Nti to be member adwuma kura me nya pass na kofi. E sa so na ha me. Ana one so ebu ha. Driver ni okitaka ukokwan so na wo ba. Miro kura na be say asituaka. Ene ade nti ha ye ni boafo bia wo company no nti ama adwuma no ye hu se na adwuma no koso man na face was 12 buses bia ira nti no nyina ka ho na enne dai ya ko strike ya ni abra ya bo danger.
Okay. Na o strike unsuro se etna bi na ye say wo am ko strike nyina mun ko fie yi mu edi unsuro sa
eno union ma go ahead say yen yes strike enye me na me ka se me de ye ana say bibi union from union na ama yes strike if say me pe adwuma ne ye ya ye ma nyina yendin ye moving the nation as a Metro Mass ntia so e pese at the time ye boy and workers and they say ya nkwa adwuma no ya says ya boka papa if say ye kwa adwuma anka etuma betuma boa me ya toppers.
Well, those workers who are obviously not happy with happenings within their companies. You saw the sporting red bands in different styles. But now let's go to the Ashanti region, where Ohiminteria, who's been following the story from start after he broke the story on the missing buses, as joining us with some more updates. Now, my understanding is that the senior and junior staff unions have come up with a several-point resolution for the Ministry of Transport. What more can you tell us about this resolution?
Yes, Kamini, it's a 4-point resolution, and the first one talks about the fact that management should restore an already contract where VDL Holland used to supply genuine spare parts to the company. So they want management to restore that particular arrangement. And then the second one says that they don't. The divisional union does not have confidence in the board chairman and asked for his removal from office. It says that this is due to the fact that there's conflict of interest situation in the company where he doubled up as the board chairman and the chairman of the entity tender committee, and he has been a supplier of the company before. So they want that one. And then the third one also says that the union can no longer work with the deputy managing director, with the reasons being that he has been implicated for ordering the officials of the MMT in Kumasi and Tamale to allow buses to be towed outside the company's office, contrary to the company's rules and regulations. And then the fourth one says that suppliers of the company should also be paid on time to enable them to also deliver to the company. So that is pieces of the resolution. And I must also admit that indeed I was at a meeting at the TUC headquarters where the workers took this decision. That was on last Friday. It lasted for 4 hours coming in.
I see. How far are these workers willing to take this?
Yes, the worker says that until the sector minister intervened and dismissed the two personalities mentioned earlier, being the deputy managing director and then the board chairman, they will continue to also strike and then also continue with their action. At the Kumasi depot, for instance, the deputy operations manager, who also doubles as the man in charge of the northern sector of Metro Mass Transit, Alhaji Stephen Abukari, who was not happy because looking at the magnitude of the workers' strike, it will have a lot of repercussions on the finances of the company, because he says that comparing the number of buses that fly the route, if, for instance, we have 100 buses and each one gets the company 600 Ghana cedis a day, we are talking about thousands of Ghana cedis here. So he wants the sector minister to intervene as quick as possible for the workers to return to work. But another angle of the story is that commercial vehicles are also taking advantage of the situation, as some of them are bold enough to enter Metro Mass yard in Kumasi to also fly their trade, ask for passengers. Some, for instance, some going traveling to Tamale, where those into the western region and other parts of the country where that was not the arrangement. Had it not been this strike, there's no way Metro Mass Transit, the security officer, would have allowed a commercial vehicle to enter their yards and also call for passengers. So that is what is happening. And right now, the workers are on fanfare. They are on merry-making. Now there's a brass band music there, and they are dancing and singing and enjoying themselves.
Very well. Now, these persons who have been named in the workers' resolution, following the story, what have you heard as response from them, the board chair and the deputy managing director?
Yes, the deputy managing director has denied all the allegations mentioned earlier for his involvement in the disappearance of the 12 buses from the company's yard, contrary to the company's policy, which says that when a vehicle or a bus is declared non-serviceable and it's auctioned, it must be cut into pieces or scraps before they left the company's premises.
Erasmus, are you able to tell if what he thinks about the calls by these workers for his dismissal?
Yes, he has dismissed the allegations, and he thinks that he has nothing to do with the disappearance of the buses, and he strongly that the managing director is in charge. He's hiding behind the workers. He's pushing the workers to go on the demonstration.
I see. We'll leave it here for now. We'll continue this conversation in subsequent broadcasts. Thank you very much, Ohime Interior. Ohime Interior joined us from the Ashanti region. He's a multimedia journalist. Now, my understanding is that at the Metro Mass Transit Limited head office here in Accra, the Ministry of Transport has entered a very important closed-door meeting with management and some worker union leaders, and we'll bring you up to speed what the Ministry of Transport is saying in the course of those broadcasts or in subsequent broadcasts, whichever way time allows it. But I'll take a quick break. Make sure you share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms. Don't go away.